It's your boy, Sense of Self. Today, I want to do a quick video, right? Now, topic free will, right? Now, what is free will? Again, if you've been listening to my channel, it's all about awareness of self, you know, and it's very important one must understand what free will truly means. Free will is the gift we're all given, you know. Free will is what makes human beings so special, you know. And I'm gonna break that down because it's deep, you know. It's because of free will, yeah. This is why they say we are our own individuals, you know. This is why when one prays, one must understand who are you praying to, you know. Because free will is meaning you have the power to do what you want, when you want, how you want it. Obviously, by doing that, you must have an awareness. But my point I'm trying to make is free will is what is that imagination that man has, you know. And this is the gift we're all being given as human beings. You know. Like I said today, I don't want to go too deep into it, but I'm gonna try and give you a few examples of free will, you know, because for me, it's all about applying and correlating it. You know, that's the only way you can deep things. You know, in today's time, definitions truly don't do justice. So hence why I always like to give examples of things. You know, even if you don't understand it, an example can help you grasp. You know, so if I'm to give you an example of a free will, you know, look at free will when a child is born, 1, 2, you know, around that ages, you know, they have free will. Obviously, in the process of them growing, parents are, you know, based on society, we're trying to bound that free will. You know, this is that true ego that I speak about. This is that true self. This is that true awareness, you know. Awareness is deep, you know, and this all boils down to free will. And this is why in today's time, our free will is being taken away from us, you know. And when I say free will is taken away from you, look at free will like why we're all doing 9 to 5. Well, not say me, but everyone is working. And you ask yourself, why are you working? What's stopping you from just saying, fuck it, I'm not going to work? Because you think you're going to starve to death? You don't have a roof to put on your head. So these are all conditions bounding you from being free. And if you can deep it, only human beings actually pay for food and shelter. No other creature on Earth or on any planet, well, planet Earth, actually pays for anything apart from human beings. So then you must understand the levels of, you know, conditionings man get put under, you know, and it's deep. So anyway, let me not deviate from my example. So yeah, so think a child. Yeah, that's an example. Think a child. A child does what they want, when they want, how they want, anytime they please. And a free-minded person is a developed mind, you know. I'm just using the child as an example. My point I'm trying to make is you can do something so crazy to a child, and after 2, 3 minutes, they come back to you like nothing happened, and you're like, what? And that's my point. They live in the present. You know, this is free will. They're able to think of what they want to do and start doing it without nothing, no conditioning blocking them from doing it, you know. And this is what free will has been taken. And hence, technology as well is taking the free will away. Because we rely on technology for it to do something without man doing it themselves. I'm saying all this because this all is actually important when you think about what free will is in today's time. There are so many rules blocking the mind, the consciousness from actually becoming just observing and living. We carry the past with us, you know. We carry so many different burdens from outside to inside, and that blocks that awareness that you are to be able to understand. And it's deep, you know. Free will is actually so crazy, you know. And today, like I said, I don't want to go in too much. I just want to introduce that topic, free will, you know. Free will in today's time doesn't exist, you know. I'll give you another example of free will, you know. Your mom says to you, a child again, right? Your mom says you're choosing between red and green. Choose one, you know. In today's time, when you give somebody an option, a bound of option to choose from, and they choose, they say, I chose it in my own willing. So back to that example, you know, a child is given two options. You can choose either red, blue, or green, right? And the child says, I choose red. So the child, that was his choice. That was his free choice to choose one of them. But actually, that wasn't, because there's so many other colors, but you were only bound by those three. Rather than saying to the child, what would you like? Then they can choose in their own free will. This is just an example. But again, it's important one must grasp, you know. Free will in today's time is so deep, you know. Free will is what's making a child just doing rather than thinking of it, just do it. No fears holding them, they just do, you know. It's so crazy when you're a child, you do so much, you know. You move, you don't think about what you're doing. But as you grow, you start to do less and think more. And the thinking more is the free will being taken. Now, when I say that, I don't mean you shouldn't think. Hence why it's important once you grow, you think and apply it with the action, like how you was a child. But we lose that, you know. And this is all boiled by the conditionings put upon us. I call that sorcery, you know, the mind control. Because we are all minds, you know, never the physical vessel, you know, and it's deep. The conditions our mind has been put under is generations deep, you know. And this boils all back to the beginning. Babylon, first city. I don't want to put the first there, it's just a city. Today we call it city, but that is the beginning of that sorcery, you know. Or to make the city grow, you know, and it's deep. There are rules in a city, you know, but a city is just built on top of nature, you know. Nature has rules as well. You call it natural laws. These natural laws are, you must understand the three states of your being. You must understand everything is within each other. You must understand your mind is a free willed. See, free will is literally, or a person that has free will is a mind that has no bounds. Example would be like air, you know. Air has no bounds, you know. And when I say bound, I don't mean you're lawless. You just have principles. Hence, a free willed is a developed mind, you know. I know I've said that before, but I think this is important, you know. One who seeks for answers outside self is not free willed. You know, the word itself says it. You know, a free willed person is whole. A free willed person has no things brought from the past to the present, holding on to something that happened years ago. You know, a free willed person has balance. It's aware. You know, a free willed person understands the true ego, understand the high ego, and understand the low ego, and one must always be in the balance. Never really rising so high you can't come back to your true self, you know. And it's deep, extra layers deep. Funny enough, layers deep have just given me a thought, you know. I don't know if anybody have ever heard of the word mince oath, you know. Mince oath just means a cover up and a cover up and a cover up, technically. So if I'm to give you an example of a mince oath, the word Jesus is a mint oath. You know, once you go into layers of what Jesus is, you realize Jesus is YHWH, which spells you. That's also another mint oath. Anyway, it's just something that just popped into my head. But anyway, I'm gonna stop here, right? I hope free will, I was able to give you a perspective of it, you know, by listening to this. I'm probably gonna come back and dissect free will in a bit more deeper layers so you can grasp, all right? So I'm gonna end here, and he or she this resonates with, I say peace, peace, and balance.